It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Him go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you louder, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun diary Politico, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. My people make you shout, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun don't come, oh, yo yo. Maiyegun la mo la mo do.
Good evening to you there. Good afternoon to you. Good morning to you from wherever you are watching from. So you are welcome. And this is Maiyegun Live.
Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun today, oh, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun diary, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Maiyegun diary, gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí. Maiyegun diary.
Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them Maiyegun today.
Àní Maiyegun máa wí. Maiyegun diary, ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Maiyegun diary, Maiyegun diary Politico. Maiyegun diary, Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun. Maiyegun diary.
As you are joining, sharing the broadcast, remember to drop your offerings, like the video, share it, engage with it. That's how we go. I mean, that's how we roll.
Maiyegun Àní ẹ̀sùn Raki. Maiyegun ti dé.
Call them.
Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn Raki. Maiyegun ti dé.
Thank you.
Àní ẹ̀sùn Raki. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook.
Call them.
Maiyegun ti dé. Àní
There's
ẹ̀sùn.
a particular group I would like you to invite, especially. They are the YYF. That's what they call them. Yoruba Youth Forum. They are the radical youth that Adeyinka Grandiot represents, or represented, because it's going to be away for a while now. So you will be so kind of, emerged sort of in this conversation tonight, so to say, okay? Because I am going to take you down the memory lane, and then at the same time, we must continue to separate rogues like this from the noble, legitimate idea of self-determination for Yoruba people. You see, I want you to pay attention very well, and I want you to read the comment very well. I want you to tag all these YYF rogues. They are Yorubas. They are those hateful scums in Yorubaland who want to make you believe, or who has made you believe, that Yoruba people are whatever you have in that your mind. The Yoruba people are this, Yoruba people are that. This crop of cretins are those that Adeyinka Grandiots represented. It ended there badly, and I don't want any one of us to what? To tag this as a target on the Yoruba Nation campaigner and advocacy. I mean, advocates all over the world. Do not let those idiots following Adeyinka Grandiots, do not let them brainwash you and call this crime that Grandiot is jailed for like it's a target on Yoruba people. So I'm ready for all of you tonight. Call them, tell them, Maiyegun today.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé.
Thank you so much for joining me.
Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
I want you to please listen to me tonight very, very attentively. Many of you who are going to watch this video, or many of you watching the broadcast live right now, you have your own conspiracy theory when it comes to the relationship between Nigeria and the British, or let me say Britain, which is the UK. And at the same time, many of you have the conspiracy theory that the reason why Nigeria can never break is because the British don't want Nigeria to break. All this myth and all these theories you have in your head, I am not going to dismiss them. But I just want you to listen to me and tell me attentively facts from makeups. And the utmost of all of this message tonight is to let you see clearly that the ideology of Yoruba Nation, which is noble, legitimate, and legal, anywhere in the whole world where you promote self-rule, self-determination, peacefully, without preaching hate, and the rest of that, you are not committing any crime. Adeyinka Grandiot committed a serious crime when it comes to us in the UK. There are many Yorubas who are like, how come they didn't arrest Nnamdi Kanu as well? Shebi Nnamdi Kanu was also broadcasting from the UK. That is why I said, I want us to listen attentively, so that you can separate facts from fiction, and do not let anybody tell you. And even if they say it, do not listen to them. Okay? The jailing of Adeyinka Grandiot has nothing to do with Yoruba Nation, and I will tell you about it tonight. He's gone rogue, and there are many of you who can testify to that. When you started seeing the signal, this guy is not making any sense anymore. this path that you are actually like propagating, this is completely un-Yoruba, until it turned on you, the Yorubas yourselves. Abi, how many of you have forgotten that in the book of all these rascals, in the book of all these oceans, in the book of all these mentally disturbed Yorubas, if you are not in support of their style, of their modus of whatever, violence and the rest, definitely your Yorubaness will be put to question. That was the path they were moving on, to the point that when they started with the Fulanis are our enemies, then they went on to Igbos, our enemies. Then they went on to dominate the Igbos are the Yorubas enemies. Then to the point that they must be exterminated. They must be killed in Lagos. Their businesses must be attacked. It didn't just stop at just making social media all talk. The UK government gave Adeyinka Grandiot a chance, right? To what? To stop that kind of spread of hatred and incitement of a violence against a particular tribe in Nigeria. So in our own book here in the UK, it is a crime, especially when you incite that people should be attacked, people should be killed, simply because they are Igbos, because they are Fulanis, because they are Hausas, or they are people who are non-Yorubas. That is a crime. They gave him a chance from the beginning that he should stay away from social media and he should stop posting all those hateful, divisive messages. He stopped for a while. Yes, he did. But guess what? He couldn't stop. His mental problem couldn't let him stop for long. After 7-8 months, he started all over again. And now, how did he become obsessed with the with the Igbos? How did the Yoruba Nation advocacy shifted from preaching about the marginalization of the Yorubas, the unfair treatment of the Yorubas, the unjust and unequal, position of Yorubas in the project Nigeria? How does that now become something that we have to target a tribe, in particular for somebody who is educated? So he missed it. And that is the fact and fiction we are going to discuss tonight. His position changed from Yoruba's freedom to Tinubu's presidency. And these guys are not even, they are not even ashamed. Yoruba Nation, Tinubu is their leader. Fulanis are enemies of Yorubas, but Tinubu is a friend of a Fulani president. All these things are not connecting. They are not making sense. Yorubaland has been invaded. People have been killed, displaced. Villages have been ransacked and desolated. People have turned to refugees in another country. All under the Fulani president that Tinubu backed and continue to back. The Fulani president, whose vice is a Yoruba man. Despite all of this, despite the fact that these are the selling points for everyone talking about Yoruba Nation, Yoruba Nation, it is about the unjust and unfair treatment of the Yorubas. This is the argument, right? So Tinubu never said anything about that. Tinubu never, ever spoke about this in public. Oshubade Ikene Shatabandu fake Pastor Ruga, who is the vice president to the Fulani president, they never said anything about it. They pretended that they are not happening. But Adeyinka Grandiot goes on every day to instigate young Yorubas, to blame them to blame the Igbos for why Yorubas are unfairly treated in Nigeria. Yet, the person is also pushing Tinubu. Some people are asking today, how come? Shebi there must be some people behind them. Let me tell you this. Majority of those you see on social media, especially majority of them who always come with, I give authority. We will do this, we will do that. Yeah? Majority of them are only living in the euphoria, the euphoria of social media, the praise singing of social media, You can do it. You can do it off social media. Let's shut it down. Let's attack them. Let's do this. Let's show them off social media. These are people who have no substance. They can't really do anything for real. But the difference here is this. It is working for Adeyinka Grandiot. They have no real connection with these politicians in Nigeria. It is such a shame that you will leave Nigeria. And then when you figure out that things are not really perfect, not working the way they should, and then you want to lend your own kind of ideas. But at the end of the day, yeah, your idea is now leading them back to the same rogues, the same criminals, who put them in this same sorry situation. So Grandiot became popular when he started talking about the 1960 pre-independence, independence, and post-independence Nigeria. And is very good. Of course, it was so good that he could remind many people about where we were coming from, what we could have become, and why Nigeria has been limiting us, which are all reasonable, legitimate points that are always going to be valid whenever conversation about should Yoruba leave Nigeria, should Yoruba not be part of Nigeria anymore. Why? These are legitimate arguments. But at the same time, Adeyinka Grandiot, which we didn't know, is also a member of APC, Egbekegbe. So talking about the Yoruba marginalization, Yoruba's greatness, what Yoruba could be, this and that, all these beautiful ideas attracted many Yorubas who also feels like we are not getting a fair deal or a fair or reasonable equal deal as part of Nigeria, which ordinarily is what federalism or true federalism means. It means everybody have equal chance, manage your own affair, and without any interference from any other third party from other places. This is what we agreed to in becoming part of Nigeria, right? But are we going to ignore the fact that since 1999, since the return to the democratic rule, Yorubas have been the one in charge of Yorubaland. Yorubas have been the ones who have been the governors. Yorubas have been your senators. Yorubas have been your rep members. Yorubas have been your House of Assembly members. Excuse me. Yorubas have been commissioners and advisors, contractors, executors, and the rest of that in Yorubaland. For 23 years, none of these Yorubas found it worthy to push and pull Yorubas out of this unequal arrangements. Rather, they were preaching one Nigeria, one Nigeria. So in 2015, when Yorubas started murmuring like, this shouldn't be it. This is not going to be, this is one chance. Because they are members of APC, Egbekegbe, they decided to then deviate. Tinubu and gang, they promised the true federalism. They promised the resource control. They promised the state police. They promised us that we'll be in charge of our own affair if they have a chance of being in government in 2015. So after that 2015, we were supposed to hold them responsible. We were supposed to hold them and say it, spit it out. Adeyinka Grandiot and his other rogues of a mentally disturbed Yorubas, they decided to play a smart one on us. In 2018, when I personally believed then that since Nigeria is a political creation, let's not forget that Nigeria is a political creation, even though it is a business center or business venture that they opened up for business purpose, but it is still a political creation from 1960. When they did their 1966 coup and they suspended the independence constitution and they decided to form this one Nigeria, it was still a political decision. So personally, I felt that if we have young Yorubas who feels like Yorubas have been shortchanged indeed, and the Yorubas in charge of Yorubaland for the past 23 years, they have been partners in that, in that sabotage of Yoruba people, unfair treatment. And you can tell the result is what we have today. We are also part of the poorest people in Africa. We are also living in a country without electricity. We are living in a country without infrastructure. Now we are living in a place, we are part of a place, we have no security. So for 23 years, Yorubas have been in charge of Yorubaland, and they've continued to tell us that Yorubas, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. So if you feel otherwise, how about we come together politically and get rid of all these rogues and send the true Yoruba sons and daughters, those who genuinely believe in Yorubaland and the development of the Yoruba people, the people who genuinely believe in what we agreed to in 1957, 1960, when Nigeria was to be given an independence. That was the reason why I met with this guy. You have a brilliant idea. You have lovely, 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 brilliant ideas about what Yorubas could do, but you are missing something. Why are you not mentioning those Yorubas in Yorubaland, including Tinubu? Since 1999, Tinubu has been in the political space of Yorubaland to the point that they believe that he is the most influential Yoruba politician alive today. Do you get that? But of what influence? His influence is for one Nigeria. You, Adeyinka Grandiot, your interest is for Yoruba people. Tinubu and gang, what their interest is for what Nigeria, what they can get from Nigeria, and they are getting it. How come you are stating all our problems and you are then avoiding the people who created the problems? We cannot say Nigeria is unfair to us. And the criminals who are parading themselves as Yoruba politicians, Yoruba obas, Yoruba leaders, Yoruba this and that, including Tinubu and gang, you can't spare them and say Nigeria is this to us. Then what happened to these ones who are not saying anything? What happened to them who are actually fighting to take their own turn at the table? What happened to us when you have the number 2 man in Nigeria is a Yoruba man? So I said, that's an argument that is lost on us. We are young people. Why don't you just let us team together, mobilize ourselves, and politically dethrone these people in Yorubaland? I was naive. I agree. Some of you know my history. That was when I brought the idea of a Green Party, and I met with him in London. You see, people were complaining. There were protests in London in 2018, if I remember. I think it was 2018 or 2017. So there was this protest in London, and it has all the Nigerians, Benue, people from Benue. That was when the killings in Benue was really, really, really mental. Do you get that now? So we're in London, and before then, I think before then, we used to talk. We would talk about things and the rest of that. Maiyegun, you believe in a political situation and all of that. We don't believe that. We will start attacking this, we'll start attacking that. And I said, listen, people who want to really attack, are you with me? People who really want to go out there to fight, they don't need social media. Do you understand? They don't. Oh, we are going to kill, we are going to bomb Muritala Muhammad. We are going to bomb Nigeria Stock Exchange in Lagos. We are going to bomb Apapa Wharf. We are going to, I said, Baba, logically, this doesn't make any sense. I met with him. Yes, I think I shared the picture earlier. Let me see if I still have it. This was us. And the conversation we were having in London that day was that we stopped at a restaurant. And I said, I have Green Party, where I'm encouraging young Yorubas to take up a political position, no godfather, no need to bribe any ESCO. Do you think you have what it takes in your own area, to represent them House of Assembly? So I did that in Ogun State to practicalize that experience. So I met with him, and I said, you have a lot to offer. People like you should encourage us to go into politics and possibly take charge of our region, and people who have that radical mind. If the people who believe in Yoruba Nation are the senators from Yorubaland, are the senators representing Yorubaland, they are senators who believe in Yoruba Nation. The House of Assembly in Yorubaland, they are people who believe in Yoruba Nation. The governors, they are people, that was the idea. So I met with him. I said, we can build that. Then he said something which was so sensible, but it's impossible. He said, why don't you change your Green Party to Yoruba Nationalist Party? I said, that's part of the problem. Because those who put together the fake constitution in Nigeria, they are afraid of any what do you call it? Your ethnic political identity. They don't want it. I said, it's a beautiful idea. If Nigeria was to be a country, right, it shouldn't be a problem to register Yoruba Nationalist Party. So everybody knows, say, Yoruba Nationalist Party are the party who want to break away from Nigeria. Legitimately, if it is not because Nigeria is not a real place. And then I told him, I said, but we can disguise. I mean, for example, let's say in Ogun State, if we manage and we take over the governorship and we got the state assembly and people realize that these people in Ogun State, majority of them are Yoruba Nation, and they've already gained access to this, so Ogun State can become the sanctuary for those who genuinely want to defend Yoruba Nation and promote Yoruba Nation. If they are chasing you anywhere in Nigeria, you can run to Ogun State. That was how naive I was, thinking if we give that idea to the people who are oppressed, now you don't need Godfather, you don't need to bribe anybody. Just if you know you have what it takes, come and pick our form free of charge. So we can disguise it. Then when they gain access in, then we can begin to push Yoruba Nationalist Party. Something, talking to him. And it was like, I have some information about the Green Party. Like, the negative part, that it wasn't seeing the positive stuff I was seeing. Though at the end of the day, not in his way, but he was right. At the end of the day, the political idea that I attempted in Ogun State then was defeated by the people who were trying to help. You know the story, Abi? But that was when I met with him. Then I said, there are things you want to do. There are people you are talking to. Let me tell you something, right? Let me tell you something quickly. If I should be talking or reacting or begin to make mouth based on the number of people that talk to me and their personalities, by now, maybe I may have a lot of people watching me, but it's going to be like a candle, right? When you lit a candle afresh, it will just, it will go slow, then it will start blowing, boo, 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 boo. But eventually, the wax is going to melt, it's going to melt, it's going to melt until it will blow out. Because majority of what people say to people like myself, they are not things you can put one and two together and start talking about in public. If you want to put together people who are going to be this special squad, special this, people who are going to bomb a papa off, people who are going to bomb this and that, you are not going to say it publicly. You shouldn't say it publicly. Because if you really have the capacity to do that, you will do it first. Now, when you start doing it for whatever purpose you want to, maybe to gain attention, then I told him, I said, I am not comfortable with the idea to say, we will fight them. We must fight them. Everybody must go and get gone. Everybody must go and kill them. I said, that idea, as good as it sounds, sounds like self-destructive to me. This was me I thought I was having a normal chat with a normal person, like, young people having chats about how they are concerned about our people back home. At the same time, trying to see if we can avoid anything like violence and all of that. You see, talking about violence and all of that, right, doesn't make you a Superman, doesn't make you, a big man. Some people feel big when they brag about how violent they can be. We can do this, we can do that, and the rest of that. I thought I was talking to a normal person. I said, I am not comfortable with the ideology of we need to go and get gone to fight our enemies. We should also at least make it clear where. When you said you are going to bomb a Papa Wolf, because it's being controlled by Fulani, you are going to bomb Lagos Airport because it's being controlled by Fulani. I said, now when you bomb them, what happened after when you destroy them? You take them over, and what? He said, we'll rebuild them. I said, why do you have to destroy them? Why do you have to fight a war in Yorubaland when your idea of war is not to go to the people who are destroying our land? if your intel says they just want to destroy our land, Abi, the idea of war is not when you begin to blow up your own properties, is it? Is it when you begin to blow up and you start burning your own properties because you are fighting your enemies? I'm not comfortable with that. There are other ways too that we can explore, and even if you have that capacity, it is never going to appeal to Yorubas like me. Because I will ask, what's the logic behind bombing a Papa Wolf if we say it was developed by the Yorubas for the Yorubaland, and we wanted to serve the Yoruba people and Yorubaland? You get what I mean now? So I thought I was talking to a normal person. But guess what? Immediately, just like some people are doing in Ilanomo Oduduwa today, and some of those people who are doing Yoruba Nation today, the moment they see Maiyegun kind of involved, which I am not always like, so committed. Just when they see me with the people they know, that Maiyegun, all that. And I even brought him, I said, the rhetoric of Igbos ate Yoruba, Yoruba ate Igbos, Hausa ate Yoruba, Fulani ate this and that. I said, this ideology is not so pure. They are so misleading and they are so self-serving. I didn't know that he was actually talking from the background of his relationship with Tinubu. I didn't know that it was because of his the favor that Ajimobi did for his mother, Adeyinka's mother, which all of us have people who have been our own benefactor, have been benevolent, people who have interceded for us at one time of our life, in our life or the other. Abi, I didn't know. APC promised true federalism. Tinubu said Yorubas were marginalized by PDP. Yorubas were were pushed backward in decision making in Nigeria. Yorubas, PDP this, PDP that to Yoruba. Then they decided to become APC. I didn't know that Tinubu is their leader. I didn't know that singling out the Igbos, targeting them, and blaming them for the failure of the criminals who have been in charge of Yorubaland for 24 years, blaming the Igbos for it. I didn't know that it was because of Tinubu. The moment I know that was the moment I came out and I said, this guy is not speaking the mind of any Yoruba, any sane Yoruba person. So what happened? A gunman, he got so obsessed with the Igbos and he started mixing his own obsession with Igbos, obsession of Igbos. He started mixing it with the struggle for Yoruba Nation, Yoruba struggle. And in the process, he started confusing himself. When his mental health, when his mental problem became so terrible and worse, he publicly came out and he said, Tinubu is his leader. And people asked him, how could Tinubu be your leader? And we look at what is going on in Yorubaland. Tinubu never said a word about it. He automatically said, the reason why Yorubas must support Tinubu is because the Igbos don't like Tinubu. The Igbos are always supporting Fulanis. The Igbos are always supporting the North. But Yorubas, we are so good. We are so nice. We are so perfect. We don't support the Fulanis. We don't make deals with the Hausas. We don't do anything with the North. It is the Igbos. And look now, even though Tinubu made deals with the North, Awolowo made deal with the North, Obasanjo made deal with the North. Many Yoruba politicians today, they are existing because of their deal with the Northern Nigeria. But Adeyinka was like, no, Yorubas, we are so pure. We are so good. You see, the Igbos, they don't like Tinubu because he's a Yoruba man. And it is because the Igbos always support Fulanis. It's because the Igbos always support Hausas. In that their derangement, in that their mental problem. They started mixing the Yorubas' legitimate struggle with their hatred and self-centeredness, selfishness, which they disguised. And I said, we must separate that. Have you not asked yourself, when they came for Adeyinka Grandiot, why did the Yorubas not rise up for him? When Nigeria came for Sunday Igboho, did Yorubas not rise up to defend him? When Nigeria came for the 12 people they picked up in Igboho's house, did Yorubas all over the world not reacted? Ask yourselves, why did Yorubas not react when Adeyinka Grandiot came under the arrest, the criminal charges in the UK? So don't let any of he has friends who they are watching me now. You can read their comment. By their comment, you will know them. They will tell you, Britain is detaining Adeyinka Grandiot because Adeyinka Grandiot is exposing the Nigeria. Adeyinka Grandiot is exposing UK. Don't be so misled. Adeyinka Grandiot is not standing for anything to do with Yoruba Nation. He has nothing, no association, no relationship, no agenda, no mission, no advocacy that has to do with Yoruba's independence. Take that and know this, and you will know peace. Adeyinka Grandiot took his incitement in order to prove, and in all of this, he actually has no relationship with Tinubu, no direct relationship with anybody with Tinubu. He has no direct relationship with the only person he had relationship with was Ajirebi, the late governor of Oyo State. If Ajirebi was alive, Ajirebi would have provided him a very, very good lawyer. Adeyinka Grandiot and his fellow deranged idiots on social media, they came to a point. This is why the Yorubas didn't intervene. This is why the Yorubas didn't ask questions. This is why Yorubas never protested. This is why Yorubas never wrote anything good about the Adeyinka Grandiot arrest. That's why I said separate facts from fiction. When Adeyinka Grandiot was going lyrical, how Igbos are our enemies, how Fulanis are our enemies. And I've told you, listen, if you pay attention very well to the rot in Nigeria, if you pay attention very well to the destruction of Nigeria, if you pay attention very well to the division in Nigeria, the underdevelopment, the corruption, the insecurity, and everything that is wrong with Nigeria, you will find everyone from your tribe involved. You will find everybody from your tribe involved. The people who destroyed Nigeria, they don't see themselves as Hausas, Fulanis, Igbos, or Ijos, or what have you. Now, all of una, they see yourselves. That is why you cannot agree on anything. And that is why the likes of Adeyinka Grandiot began to get followers. He started having friends. He started, because this is a prejudice that many of you have inside you. He's an Igbo man. I'm going to be careful of him. He's a Yoruba man. Be very careful of him. Oh. He's a Hausa man. Be very careful of him. Oh, he's a Fulani man. Hey, me, I don't want anything to do with him. Oh. All because the terrorists in government of Nigeria, the Fulani terrorists in government, the elite, they unleashed jihad on Nigeria. And guess what? Those who are not Fulanis, who are also collaborating with them from Yorubaland, from Igbo land, from Ijo land, from Biafra, from everywhere, they are those who indulge them. That is why the Fulani jihadists in government, they can last this long and nobody is raising a whimper. Adeyinka Grandiot, when he was done with telling us that the Igbos, we must be careful of the Igbos, we must be careful of the Fulanis, we must be careful of the Hausas, we must be careful of this, we must be careful of that. It was not done. Because this was on social media. On the streets out there, Yorubas are still landlords to Igbos. Igbos are still landlords to Yorubas in that same Lagos. All over Yorubaland, Igbos are landlord, Ijos are landlord, Hausas are landlord, Fulanis are landlord, Yorubas are landlord. Everyone, there are tenants. People are living the same way. Yorubas are traders, Igbos are traders, Yorubas are buyers, Igbos are buyers, Fulanis, Hausas, they are still there. People are still doing their things. But politically, the likes of Adeyinka Grandiot can only make sense to you if they can tell you how much you should hate yourselves. Why do the rogues who have the capacity to actually bring fairness if they speak out for us and stop this madness. They are united up there. We are bleeding. Grandiot, when he was done with the Igbos, he turned to the rest of us in Yorubaland. That was when they started saying, if you disagree with them, you are not a genuine Yoruba. Many of you were following him, and you are alive today. This has to do with the hateful hatred and selfishness, which all lead to one thing, to one place, to Tifnumbu. And there are people like Adeyinka Grandiot in Igbo land too. So don't feel too comfortable and be like, you are right, Maiyegun, you are right. Many of you too, you have your prejudices inside you. I'm just glad that Maiyegun's diary Politico is not where you feel comfortable to start expressing all those prejudices. There are many of you. When you see a newspaper headline, online headline, this one, this, the Yorubas, you bombard. All of you have your prejudices. Or you are not telling yourselves is that you are actually not the ones who are weaponizing this division. The likes of Adeyinka Grandiot, they are those who weaponize that division. So Maiyegun's diary Politico is not a place where you can enjoy your prejudices. No, you can't. You won't enjoy it here. Because here, I know those who put us in this problem, and I know why it has lasted this long. It's because they found these prejudices inside all of you before now. And they only what? They only weaponized it. Adeyinka Grandiot turned on us, we the Yorubas. And he said, some are Yoruba liberals, some are Yoruba conservative. And I think that was the moment many people felt like, no, this guy has mental problem. No, this guy is not normal. Now this doesn't make any sense anymore. But there are people who believed him too, because they have been waiting for a time that they can lay their hands on that Igbo man shop. They are waiting for a time they are going to lay their hands on the property of an Igbo man, because Adeyinka Grandiot is making them believe that if they have no job in Yorubaland, it's because the Igbos are living in Yorubaland. Adeyinka Grandiot is inciting the Yorubas in Yorubaland that if they are poor, if they have no electricity, if they have no job, if they have no health care, if they have no good education, if they have no good infrastructure, if they have no real life, it is because Igbo man is living in Yorubaland. If there is crime in Yorubaland, it's because Igbo is living in Yorubaland. That is not Yoruba Nation. That is not who we are. That is not Yorubaness in us. Because out there, Igbos, Hausas, Fulanis, Igbos, people from all over Nigeria, all over Africa, they have found home in Yorubaland. And to us, we conveniently believe that we are the most accommodating people in what is today's Nigeria. Because it is not about talking or saying it. No matter what people say and say, Yorubas did this to me, Yorubas are like this and that. People are living in Yorubaland, they are not packing and living. That is to tell you of our accommodation level in Yorubaland. That is who we are. We are not hateful people. No matter when people project that, no matter what Nigeria has become, you will not use us to further weaponize what is going to serve the interest of the criminals who put us there. This is when I said, no. This is when many people said, enough. This doesn't make any sense anymore. Because when you disagree, when you say, if you are opposed to Tifnumbu, you are not a real Yoruba. That is when the mental problem got mad. Do you get that? Like, when he was saying Igbos, the Igbos are this, Fulanis are that, this and that, Some people felt like, okay, I've heard that before, because to us, Yoruba, in Yorubaland, our rivalry, especially our rivalry with the Igbos, they are called healthy rivalry to some extent. Although, people have a story of personal experiences where they will say, I will never, ever have anything to do with any Yoruba landlord again because of their experience. Same people will come back a year or two later and say, what about you? I say, Yoruba, there are many. You see, my new landlord, my new this and that is a very kind man. He's so rare to the point that people are even saying it on social media. They say, you see this Maiyegun, This is the only Yoruba man that I see that said, no, you see, that's your prejudice speaking through you. Because Maiyegun is not the only Yoruba man that you can feel comfortable around in real life. You know that. But when you say that, it simply means you also have your own prejudice against the Yorubas too. And when you say, this Maiyegun is a real Yoruba, because this is the only Yoruba man I know, that is, no, that is your prejudice speaking through you. You are not different from Adeyinka Grandiot. If you have followers, you are going to begin to pour out your hateful. And around that time, don't attach it with Biafra. Don't attach it with any legitimate self-determination struggle. That is called, scam. You are misleading people. You have your personal ignorant nonsense going on in your head. But it is convenient if you attach it to, that's why I'm saying it to you now. So when Adeyinka Grandiot now started telling his fellow YYF criminals, many of them abroad though, because I said, if you have the capacity to use chemical bomb, use them first. Use them. Now, when you use them, people will say, hey, which one be this again? Oh, hey, Egbawa, oh. We would have had what Adeyinka Grandiot was promoting can be called Boko Haram in Yorubaland. Do you understand? They will kill everyone, every Igbo in Yorubaland. Okay? They will take over their properties, and Yorubas will now have a sense of belonging. So when Yinka is saying that to them, Yinka is telling them that if not because of Tinubu, Yorubas will have nothing anymore in Nigeria. The Igbos, they would have taken over everywhere. And people were like, Yinka, you decrease? If you want to be this tribalistic, with what we have right now, with what Nigeria is right now, just remove Igbo from that space and put the Fulani terrorists who are armed and killing us, and it is a Yoruba man, vice president, that is promoting Ruga, so that Yorubas can give their land to Fulani herdsmen from Niger, from Chad, from Mali, not even Fulani from Sokoto, Fulani from Nigeria. It is a Yoruba man promoting that. So what is wrong with you? It is a Yoruba man, Pastor Ruga, that is promoting, that we should do cattle colony. Remove Igbos from there. Now, it was when I said, they now said Maiyegun, they actually said Maiyegun is not a Yoruba man. Read the comment. Don't get offended, okay? Because we want them to listen to us. All right? Maiyegun kick this person out. Maiyegun kick that person out. Don't worry. I want them to listen to me. Do you understand that now? Because now all of you go end up in different prison if them born you well. Shebi Adeyinka Grandiot is your leader. Abi? He must have told you and taught you so many things, Abi. And you are Yorubas who is fighting for Yoruba Nation through Tinubu. As deranged as you are, just continue from wherever Grandiot is going to hang his boot for the next 4.5 years. Continue. And at the same time, you will be tracked down. Yorubas are not violent people. Okay? And we are not hateful people. Yes, we may have our rivalry. Competition. Igbo this, Igbo that. It is never to the point of us killing anybody because of Yoruba Nation. Because when Yoruba Nation comes, everybody is welcome. Is that not what it's going to be? Are we going to become xenophobic? Yoruba new country. Yoruba new country. They can just go mad one day, and somebody can just go live and say, oh yeah, this tribe, we should kill all of them. And they will start killing them like South Africans. That's not the Yoruba people. That's not the Yoruba we are. We have never, ever had any tribal, ethnic war or fight or clash with the Igbos in our history since they matched us with Nigeria. Never. Have we? Have we? We have never. We've never had one. Until Adeyinka Grandiot started to initiate one. And he's in the UK. Now, let me tell you how they took him down. When the UK government, they are possibly watching my video too. They have been watching us anyway. That is why I said, there are some things you don't say here. There are some things that they don't even see on your face. Okay? You don't say them because you want people to make you look, you want to look like a powerful person to people. man of action. Hey, that's why I like Maiyegun. Oh yeah, Maiyegun, let us shut down Yorubaland. And I'm living in the UK. And yet, the poverty capital of the world. Because I want to prove to my friends on social media that Yoruba, my group, we are very powerful. Oh yeah, let us do this and that. In the UK, that's even like kind of fear in a way. So yeah, we want to shut down. They'll say, okay, now they do ourselves. But from the UK, and I'm asking you to go and kill people. That's not Yoruba. That's not us. So it got to a point that they started attacking shops of Igbos. They started burning them down in Lagos. Whenever they burn them down, all this fire, grandiose will go live and celebrate it and say they want Igbo out of Yorubaland, say. We want Igbos out of Yorubaland, say. And you see in the UK, as you can say, more than 1 million Yorubas are living in the UK. You can say the same thing, more than 2 million Igbos are living in the UK. Oh. The Igbos in the UK, generational Igbos in the UK, majority of them, they ended up in the UK after the Biafran War. And that thing, the fight and remembrance for Biafra, majority of them started there from the UK, including Nnamdi Kanu. There was never a time that Nnamdi Kanu said, if you see any Fulani man on Enugu street, if you see any Fulani man in any Biafra land, you must kill him. He never said that. He never said that. That's why I said, majority of you, you need to pay attention. No? In this same UK, we have Igbos who are now MPs, who are local councillors. They have all of their Undi Igbo organizations in the UK. Report of everything that is happening in Ala Igbo. They are receiving them every day. They are calling Ala Igbo meeting in the UK here. Generation from generation to generation. No. Then suddenly, somebody in the UK is calling for the killings of the Igbos in Yorubaland. The people that have not even recovered from the program, the genocide of civil war. That's why I said, na mental problem. He is not a smart person. He is not a smart person. Okay? In this same UK, you have all those data with you. Now, demo, this person is now instigating another war. This person is here in the UK and is asking the Yorubas to kill Igbos, to destroy their properties. This was how it all started, though, in 1967, 1966, 1965, until they took it to the next level. And they killed us and killed us. Nigeria has been killing us and killing us. This guy, now report, and UK government is going to act. They're going to act. He may be entertaining all of you on social media. He may be telling you, he may be mesmerizing you, telling you, the way he kind of confuses many of you is that he can present very well the unfair, unjust treatment of Yorubas in the project Nigeria. And that can captivate you. And you can be like, okay, what should we do? And what can we do now? But behind the scene is hiding it from you that Tinubu is the leader of their own Yoruba Nation. So if you believe in that Yorubas deserve better, then you must believe that Tinubu is the one that can give it to us as Yoruba people. So if you don't agree with that, then you are not a real Yoruba. Do you get that now? Now, here in the UK, there is never anywhere that Nnamdi Kanu said, if you see Yoruba anywhere in Biafra land, if you see Yorubas and their businesses anywhere Yoruba in Biafra land, I want you to burn them down. I want you to kill all of them. The Yorubas must leave. So what exactly would then be the excuse of Adeyinka Grandiot to incite young people to commit arson, to commit crimes when he is living comfortably in the UK? Do you understand that? That is different from talking about Yorubas need to leave Nigeria. Biafra need to leave Nigeria. We need referendum. We need to push for that. We need our people to demand for referendum, not for election. These are legitimate conversation. So when Adeyinka was reported, the Scotland Yard in the UK, they decided to go and meet him. They arrested him. And they told him to stop. That social media, a lot is going on these days. please don't start any civil war in Nigeria. Well, the moment you begin to say, kill this, kill that, simply because of your whatever you have, because they will not vote for Tinubu, because they will not support Tinubu. You get what I mean now? And you like Tinubu, you love Tinubu, and because these people will not support Tinubu, they are enemies of Yoruba, they must be killed. And Adeyinka wanted to build Nnamdi Kanu by everything. I don't know many of you around that time when Adeyinka was everywhere, his video everywhere. He wanted to desperately be like Nnamdi Kanu. You get that? Nnamdi Kanu will be doing broadcast, radio Biafra. You will see thousands of people. Nnamdi Kanu will be telling and reminding Biafrans what Nigeria did to them. How Nigeria, including the rest, because if you see the rest of Nigeria, including the Yorubas, now all of our soldiers fought in that genocide. And then as Biafrans were killed, what do you call it? Many of us in Yorubaland, we lost thousands of our own sons and daughters who were soldiers, who fought on the side of Nigeria. Do you also know that during the war, there were also Biafrans who also fought on the side of Nigeria? So it was a crazy time, right? Nnamdi Kanu was there to remind everybody what happened. So some people were feeling like, Nnamdi Kanu is twisting the story. Nnamdi Kanu is making the Igbos to hate the rest of Nigeria. Do you understand that? So many of you also misunderstood Nnamdi Kanu from the beginning too. Especially when Nnamdi Kanu said, the Yorubas are criminals who actually contributed to the killings of the Igbos. Did you contribute to the killing of the Igbos? Did the Yorubas, the Yoruba political elite, did they participated in the war that saw 5 million Igbos killed, and then over 500,000 those who fought on the side of Nigeria, because they are not mentioning that figure too. Did you know that nearly 1 million were killed on the side of Nigeria too, in that war? And in that nearly 1 million people who died on the side of Nigeria, Yorubas, we also paid the supreme price in that war. So Nnamdi Kanu is now saying, you should never forget what they did to us. This time around, if they try it with us, because we are going, if they try it with us, we are going to fight to the last man who would destroy Nigeria. A Yoruba man automatically felt offended. What is wrong with this Nnamdi Kanu? Why is he talking to Yoruba like that? Like I said, you all have your prejudices, and that is what Nigeria is all about. But there was never a time. Even this Fulani Janjaweed that Nnamdi Kanu will talk about all the time. Fulani Janjaweed, uncircumcised Janjaweed, this and that. It is also very, very clear. The Fulani Janjaweed who want to take over our land. The Fulani Janjaweed who want to rape our women. The Fulani Janjaweed who want to enslave our people, who want to this and that, who are taking our resources. Are you Fulani Janjaweed taking their resources? Even if you are a Fulani, are you in Enugu right now collecting tax as a Fulani man in Enugu? Now the political class, which simply means if people agree, they can stop these armed rogues coming to what? To take over your land. Now, when Nnamdi Kanu was saying it, they made you focused on, he said Yoruba church this, Yoruba church, they are devil. Yoruba, are they not devil? Are we not talking about pastorpreneurs? Are we not talking about fake prophecies that are, pastor, politicians, and politics? Have we not spoken about that? Have we not talked about the mega churches in Nigeria? Where are they located? Have we not spoken about religion, how they use religion to manipulate our people to continue to pray for Nigeria? Nnamdi Kanu now said Yoruba churches are evil. Some of you now completely lost it. This Nnamdi Kanu must be killed. Why are they not arresting Nnamdi Kanu? Nnamdi Kanu is asking for war. Nnamdi Kanu. Referendum is not war, for goodness sake. Referendum is not war. But majority of those who misunderstood Nnamdi Kanu then, they started saying, man, this guy makes sense. It's just that it is the way he said it. I didn't know that it was all about this, Sha. People are now realizing, but the Nnamdi Kanu that Adeyinka Grandiot want to desperately be like, is now a symbol of worldwide liberation now. You may not believe it. Millions of people genuinely believe in him now. Because he is not asking the Igbos to kill Yoruba. He's not asking the Igbos to kill Fulani. He's not asking the Igbos, the Biafrans, to kill Hausa. He said, we want to leave Nigeria. If you try to stop us like you did in 1967, our people will fight to the last blood. How is that offensive to anybody? UK government, they are watching everything. They are seeing all of these things. But what you don't know is that the UK government can also tap all other things we are not telling you. Adeyinka Grandiot want to turn Yorubaland to Borno. They will bomb here. They will bomb there just because they want Igbos to leave Yorubaland. And they told him to stop. You need to stop this. With the history of Nigeria, don't incite one tribe against the other. In Yorubaland today, Oloye Sunday Igboho and majority of the Yoruba people, they said we need to protect our farms. Are you living in the forest? Are there no Fulanis in Lagos market, in Lagos this and that? Are there no Hausa in all the Kara markets in Yorubaland? Are you not still going there to buy cow, to buy to buy your ram? Did Igbo say you should go to those places where they are selling ram, to go to those sabo and attack them? Did anybody ever say that? That's the difference. The people who came to kidnap our people, who are kidnapping our people, chasing our people out of their lands, sending them into exile, sending them into refugee camps. These are the people we said we need to protect ourselves against. And the UK government, yes, they may sabotage it, but they cannot arrest you for that. They cannot call that incitement. They can, you see, what we are asking for is something that even the political class in Yorubaland can put together a request and come to this UK and ask for the UK government support for security in Yorubaland. That's exactly what Igboho is asking for. That is why nobody could arrest Nnamdi Kanu for any crime. Nobody will say Igboho. And this is also why Yorubas will back Igboho 1 million times. So ask yourself, why is it easy for the Yorubas to publicly stand behind Igboho and they don't want to have anything to do with Adeyinka Grandiot? Have you asked yourselves? I just told you why. Because the people who should be defending Adeyinka Grandiot right now should be the Bodilon Arokeshe. The atole àwọn, the aṣíwájú àwọn atole, the aṣíwájú àwọn olè, the aṣíwájú àwọn gbéwiri. They should be the one to defend him and publicly fight for him. You see? Now, if you have been living a lie yourself, I bet you know better now. Do you know better now? Because I met with Yinka. He is a brother, but his ideology is not just injurious, disastrous to those who live in Yorubaland, who are non-Yorubas. They are as dangerous as they are to all those Yorubas ourselves. Imagine me taking my son to Yorubaland, Yoruba Nation. And then we have these rascals. We have these cretins. We have these mentally disturbed criminals who are now in charge of Yorubaland. They will now tell my son, because me, Maiyegun, a Yoruba man. Then, for example, my son, Akinola, with a Scottish mom, they will say Akinola is not a full Yoruba. She Yawirini. Of course, I got to check Yawirini. If it's a continental problem here. And that is not the kind of Yorubaland I want to live in. I said, you are living in the UK. UK Longbe. How could you conveniently target a tribe, single them out, gaslight them, and you say, I'm doing it for the Yoruba people? No, you are not. So that's what I'm going to tell you today. I want you to take this. This guy and what he stood for had nothing to do with Yoruba Nation. Take this, know this, and you will know peace. He is a pure criminal. And I said this with bold face. Let me tell you something. When the UK government, the Scotland Yard, when they met with him, they said, you need to stop all of this now. They checked his laptop. They check his phones. They check everything, his history and all of that. Yinka was searching. That's how stupid he was. I mean, he was. Yinka was searching on Google how to make chemical bomb, ingredient of making bombs, how to conceal guns, things that your search history will trigger what is called, security alerts, social media, internet, Wi-Fi, phones, smartphone, and the rest of that. These are the things that already gave us up. How can you then be so stupid enough to now put a bell on yourself, alarm? Wow. When they now got that evidence, they had no choice. They have to try and prosecute him for hate crime and the incitement of mass killings of the Igbos and Fulanis in Nigeria. It has nothing to do with Yoruba Nation. Don't let anybody put any kind of jargons out there telling you that, my friend, you don't understand this whole thing. This is why. Because Adeyinka Grandeur is exposing Nigeria. What nonsense exposure? Because we all come here. I have almost 2,000 of you watching me right now. If they didn't suspend my Facebook, maybe you have another 2,000 people watching me on Facebook. Last, maybe I will have about 5,000 or 5,000 people watching me. Are you with me? And then I'm here bragging. We will do this, we will do that, we will blah, 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 blah. British government hating. The British is exposing them. They don't want Yoruba Nation to come. They are the same one doing the same thing for Nnamdi Kanu. Some of you believe all of that. I'm not completely going to say no. But you see on this one, please, don't believe in that rubbish. Okay? Because one of the reasons why it's been so difficult to keep people reasonably thinking logically as well. It's so difficult. It's because of all this whataboutism. What about that person? What about what that one said? What about, say, listen. Keep your whataboutism, okay? What Grandeur did in this country, in Nigeria, maybe, many of you haven't even done much. And they will say if they grab you, and if they grab you, or they've even grabbed you already, or send you to exile. In this country, you don't threaten people, okay? And then you don't go online to start searching on how to make bomb in Yorubaland. If anybody says we need to defend Yorubaland, if you want to defend Yorubaland, you will group together. You will become forest rangers in Yorubaland. You will go into that forest. You will keep it safe. That is the protection we need. All right? And if you are going to do that, we don't need Facebook to announce it. We don't need YouTube to announce it. Okay? You can go on, deal with it, keep us safe. Yes, you are doing your job. In fact, it should be a thankless job. But in this modern day and time where everybody won't get the attention, I may do them. And now us, we do them. Maiyegun is don't give me that. I've told you, me I not be anything, no. Not be anything, no. But the one we can tell publicly, we'll say it publicly. The ones we can't say publicly, we'll let it just go. Even if we are feeling like if I tell people what we want to do, people will be so surprised. Say, Maiyegun, thank you. But I don't have to tell you when it's not matured. That same thing comes to somebody bragging. We will make sure we deal with you. If anybody try anything with us, we will do this. Oh man, can't you just calm down? Just choose your word carefully. It is not an act of a cowardice. It's in fact, it's an act of a stupidity to think telling people that you will kill, you will bomb, you will do this, you will do that on social media makes you this extra powerful. It is like a candle. It will blow down. So when they figured out that he's been talking to some people, he's been making calls, he's been searches, he's been doing searching and the rest of that. So they went straight to his house. They told him to stop threatening the Igbos and the Fulanis in Nigeria, the rest of that. No, my guy couldn't wait. After 7 months, my guy started turning on his camera again, telling us that this time around 2023, they must make sure that before 2023, they exterminate all of the Igbos in Lagos, in Yorubaland, so that if Tinubu can win 2023, if Yorubas don't do something about the Igbos before 2023, Tinubu cannot be president. Do you get that now? For Yoruba Nation. Tinubu came out and he said, I am from one Nigeria. Nigeria will never break. Did that not defeat whatever he said he's saying? This is what he told them back then when they came for him and said, we are now arresting you for terrorism because it's now obvious that you have the intention to actually carry out killings of the Igbos, killings of the Fulanis in Yorubaland. The way you have presented it and what we have on you, you are coming with us. He started defending himself.
Are you okay?
I'm not okay because I don't know what I must have done that will bring so many people.
All right. Let me explain to you. You're Adeyinka Soyemi, yeah? Adeyinka, we're arresting you this morning for some offences under the Terrorism Act, okay?
What is that? Terrorism?
Yeah. Let me explain to you exactly what they are, and you'll understand why. Okay? Bear with me.
Under terrorism.
He's going to explain it to you, okay?
Just listen carefully, Sharon. So I'm arresting you for encouraging terrorism and dissemination of terrorism publication, and that's contrary to Section 1 and 2 of the Terrorism Act 2006. I'm also arresting you for possession of a document likely to be useful to a person committing or preparing or instigating an act of terrorism, and that's contrary to Section 58 of the Terrorism Act 2000. And for stirring up racial hatred, which is contrary to the Public Order Act, Section 19 and 21, Public Order Act 1986. I suspect you have published this type of material online. Okay?
Right.
And the necessity for the arrest is to allow the prompt and effective investigation of this offence and to prevent loss or damage to property. Alright? So you do not have to say anything. It may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned, something which you later rely on in court, and anything you do say may be given in evidence. Do you understand?
I do understand, but can I just dress properly?
Absolutely, you can. Yes.
Captain, you got the keys?
Because I don't. I have publication online. I have my books
Yeah.
that I've written, which are on Amazon. I don't do terrorism.
Okay, so you have books and publications which are online via Amazon, you're saying?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what. And I advocate for Nigeria to return back to regional government, the system that we practice here in this country, whereby you have the Scottish Parliament, you have the Welsh Parliament, you have the Northern Irish Parliament, and you have the parliamentary system. This is what I'm advocating for, that we should go back there, because this is when the British left in 1960. This is what we had before the Igbos suspended the system and introduced the unitary system. And I'm saying that so many Yoruba are all over abroad. We're well educated, we can find job, and then the Hausa Fulani come into our space, they control all the jobs. And we are just wasting away everywhere. I gave my example.
Soyemi,
Yeah.
you have all the opportunity to talk about your political views and everything about
Because it's very...
But now's not the point for that, Philip. So I want you to listen carefully to me, okay? I hear what you're saying, it's all been recorded, you've been cautioned, so you don't have to say anything. So I suggest right now that you know what's going to happen. We're going to take you to the police station and we're going to talk to us there. But at this moment in time, it's probably not the time to tell us about your political
Yeah, I do.
views.
I do. But it's something that I can be called, I can be invited, that for police to come around.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I do that warranted terrorism.
Okay. Well,
So am I being arrested? Am I being arrested?
What clothes do you want to put on?
Please.
What
when I say
clothes?
investigate,
That is the usual cover. I write online, it's just somebody like me, right? I'll say, oh, I write online I talk about Nigeria should return to regionalism. I want Nigeria to blah 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 blah. But that is not what he's doing. That's not what he's doing. Some of you were like, though they eventually dropped the terrorism charge, they convicted him for 8 crimes against the Igbos, against Fulanis in Nigeria, and incitement of violence against the Igbos, against the Fulanis. That's the conviction, not terrorism. They didn't charge him for that. I mean, they didn't convict him for that. They dropped that. I am asking, ask him. Is Tinubu want Nigeria to return to regionalism? Is APC, Egbekegbe, want Nigeria to return to regionalism? But did you see where he quickly sneaked in the Igbos there? The Igbos suspended regionalism in 1966. That is obsession, the obsession I'm talking about. It's always about the Igbos. And since 1966, after 1966, no Igbo man has been given a chance to lead Nigeria again. No Igbo man. And that has been one of the reasons why the Igbo said they want to leave. They want to go. From that 1966, you have had Yorubas, who have been president of Nigeria twice. You have had Yorubas who have been vice president of Nigeria twice. 1966, suspension of the independence constitution, the bobo that Tinubu and gang, all this old Afenifeku, who turned the Yoruba struggle to money-making machine. When they now join politics, they just dropped it. It was that same that line. What do they call them? Punch line. Yoruba people want to return. What do Yoruba people want? That was when, then we said, how come Tinubu and the rest of APC, the Yorubas today, political criminals in Yorubaland, who love Yorubaland, how come they are not campaigning for return to regionalism? Is that not what Tinubu told them in 2015? Through federalism, resource control, state police, this, that, blah, 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 blah. Now that same Tinubu is the leader of this weary. You see where that was the moment I actually lost it. Like, this guy, you continue to use this line to deceive ignorant people who genuinely love Yorubaland and they want something done. Do you understand that now? It is like manipulating people, using the situation and your own emotional, what have you, to milk you, like, and then to squeeze you like orange. When they are done, they trash you. That is what that guy represented. Because you know what? It now became obsession, whereby when they mention Nnamdi Kanu, Adeyinka grandiose will say one horrible or do one horrible thing so that it can be in the news. At some point, he decided to start, birthing fake Facebook accounts so that they can all different names or funny names, you know them. Agbako le Yoruba, Omale Yoruba, Yoruba Nation Atata, Yoruba this. Then you will see their picture. Tinubu is their picture. They are the people who always help him to promote all the nonsense he says so that he can make it to the. Then before you know it, to Punch newspaper. The UK-based Yoruba secessionist leader, Adeyinka grandiose, said they are going to bomb Lagos Stock Exchange. He loves that. Do you understand that now? But Tinubu and gang, that he is also presenting as Yoruba, this Yoruba leader, Yoruba that, they are pro-Nigeria. They are not even interested in true federalism. They are not interested in all these jagbajantis that everybody is speaking grammar about. Now share the money, share the cake, share the money. Everybody they go after now. So if you now say no to APC, no to PDP, Adeyinka grandiose and his also fellow lunatics, they will automatically tag you enemy of Yorubaland. You know what I'm saying? They change it to, you are a Yoruba man, oh. Me, I'm a full-blooded Yoruba, oh. But since I don't support Tinubu, I am a Yoruba bastard, in the book of Adeyinka Grandiot. Do you understand that logic? If you don't support Tinubu, you genuinely don't love Yorubaland. Do you get that? If you publicly criticize Tinubu to the Adeyinka Grandiot, that is unforgivable. How can you, a Yoruba man, come out publicly and against Tinubu? If Tinubu is not our leader, do you know what would have happened to Yoruba people today? How can you be like this? Definitely you are not a true Yoruba son. Now that time, we know say their mental problem, don't they jump breach. Their mental problem, don't they jump breach, and is about to commit suicide. It's a matter of time. Finally, she no commit suicide now. Where is Tinubu? Because they are the people who should, you know, some people are saying that if Tinubu actually send him this message to hate on Igbos and instigate violence against Igbos in Yorubaland, then they should get him a good lawyer and they should say, make them forgive him, a mental problem. In this country, they don't joke with a mental health issue. Some of us, we have witnessed a lot of his utterances, and we have been as alarmed as many of you who are non-Yorubas. When he was firing you, calling for your death, this and that, many of us were like, torí Ọlọ́run. Hey, kitu ni ibola tu jasi ba yin sin lọ́dọ̀ Yinka ba torí Ọlọ́run. Which one be this again, Yinka? Which one is this again? Abi? Until he started serving all of us too. Now, many of us are not real Yorubas anymore. The Ilana Oduduwa, Professor Banji Akintoye, in the book of Adeyinka Grandiot, Baba Akintoye is not a real Yoruba. In fact, Baba Akintoye, father, they came from Mali. If they check it very well, according to Adeyinka Grandiot, no, because Baba Akintoye is not supporting Tinubu and APC. Egbekegbe. Sunday Igboho said, we should all come together and let us defend our land. Sunday, which Sunday Igboho in Yorubaland? Grandiot were tongbe ninu flat 2-room bitemi yo. Are you following me? Grandiot tongbe ni London ninu flat iyara meji 3-bedroom 2-bedroom flat. Council flat, BTTMI, because now my house itself now 2-bedroom flat, council flats. I just pray say make I get small money. When Leila come, I go move to another council flat, but it go be 3-bedroom, so I can have my mini studio out of this room. Somebody when they live inside council flat like me in London said Igboho is nobody in Yorubaland, simply because Igboho said, "Let us defend Yorubaland. Let us all come together." And he told his Igboho is just a thug. He's illiterate. He's this Igboho, multimillionaire, who decided to start dressing like hunter, enter inside forest in the middle of the night, chasing after AK-47 wielding terrorists. And we have seen the proof. The way they living inside one flat in London, calling himself leader of YYF, said Igboho is a nobody. One Biafra, my brother, now so it be when the room is hot. Sometimes now so they miss all the super chats. And I know your super chats came with messages. So I will do that. Sorry, I'm not ignoring you. I saw them, but I'm in the middle of that, my people feel like, Maiyegun, continue, come back to that. But I know you left a message in that super chat. So give me a sec. Let me see the first one, the second one, and then we can move on. Okay, you know what? Unwan Biafra. Okay, fine. I found it. Thank you. So your message, the first one. Last, there will be a referendum. The amount of lives lost is too much. Too much bad blood between ethnic groups. Everyone should want referendum. Peace will come. Self-defense is not terrorism. God bless you. So calling for self-defense, defending yourself against what has been established as security problems across Nigeria, is not a terrorism act. True to that, Unwan Biafra. as an Igbo, Maiyegun, I completely agree that your boy was out of line. But in Scotland, how many Oyibo that definitely exist and are preaching racism and hate against Africans have been arrested? Unwa Biafra, many, in fact, all of them. Okay? There is nobody with them born well. Not here in Scotland, nowhere in the UK, that them born you well. That you say because you are Oyibo and you go on live camera. Okay? You will go on live camera and you start calling for the death of any race in the UK. You will be picked up before that evening. You will be jailed for that statement. Trust me. Listen, it is that bad in the UK that if you are working and they are doing all this banter on Twitter and everybody is dropping comments, abusing themselves, saying things, horrible things, then people started saying racist things. You can't jump there. You say because you be Oyibo, you jump there, can't comment racist comments. Just pray that you are a jobless Oyibo. You know now, Unwan Biafra, a jobless one, we know we really get life. No get job, no get family, no get life. Just pray, say you are that kind of Oyibo. They will find you. They will jail you. You see, that comment alone on social media has made many Oyibos to lose their life, to lose their life, jobs, family, things that are dear to them for commenting, just commenting. Don't that they post anything, no, they just commented. Unwan Biafra. That's why I'm saying that, please, they're not born and well, they're not born you well. Say you put on camera. You can't say, all Africans, we hate them. Africans are this and that. They should go. Politically, they may politically, they say you are just saying it's a free word. You can say whatever you want. But if you say the Oyibo should start killing blacks, or this tribe should start killing that tribe, you can't do video. You go jail. Unwan Biafra. I just thought I should let you know. And thank you for the super chat. Now I know why you said, Maiyegun, you are ignoring me. I'm not ignoring you. All right. I just, I was so much into, So Adeyinka Grandiot even divided us as Yoruba people who should be together in time of trouble. But because Igbo said no election, Adeyinka Grandiot called Igbo illiterate. He said, one illiterate. Yoruba Nation. Many of you saw the video, so don't pretend. Yoruba Nation. Yoruba Nation. Igbo, illiterate. Illiterate, Yoruba Nation. Illiterate, you guys are just funny. They will kill him. Yes, they will kill him. We that are doing Yoruba Nation, we are strategic, we are this, and that is why YYF, we take Yoruba to this and that. That's what he said. So you can understand where my rage is coming from. A goddamn nobody who wants to make himself more than who he is. And then that's what happened. In time of trouble, Yorubas don't leave our own. We don't abandon our own. But that weary, he's already told us that we are not Yorubas. At some point, he sent his faceless social media bandits. He sent them to my different walls. You this Maiyegun, we know that you are not a real Yoruba. That's why you are defending Igbos. We know that your father, they have told us, we have found out about you. Your father is from Igbo land. Or your mother is from Igbo land. One of them is half. You are half. Abolori buruku la won lori buruku yi ni. Tí wèrè orí Yinka ní London tó bá ti gbòdì. Tó bá ti wá kú tó wèrè yẹn sẹ́nu ẹ̀yin olórí buruku tẹ́jọ́ ń bẹ́ kiri yẹn. Then the next thing báyìí, if you don't agree with them, you are not a real Yoruba. And I continue to warn some of you, my friends, right? It is not a good thing to say people who don't believe in your stuff, their parents are not real Igbos. It is a very, very, very bad thing to say. Some of you are saying them because you just want to hurt people. You just want to prove that you know how to talk. And because some of you don't even know how to really have conversation, right? You always have argument about what do. You want to say something that will hurt that person. When that person disagrees with you, they automatically become non-Igbo. This one, we know you are not a real Igbo. Some of you even call my program. You will tell me on my program, Maiyegun, don't worry yourself. Some of these people, they are not really Igbos. Their papa and mama, they are the people where we say during the war, they raped their mama. You don't say that. That's not how to build a country. Because forever and ever, there will be people that will say, we don't agree with that idea. It is your job to make them reason with you. See reasons with you. They are still your people. So Yinka Grandiot was planting that ideology in Yorubaland. For the next 4 years, we will sanitize the struggle and reason why Yorubas should be on our own. Do you want that now? Do you understand? We will sanitize that. What Adeyinka Grandiot was planting was so dangerous to us, the Yoruba people. Yoruba Libra, Yoruba conservative, all over the world. Except when it goes to the book of these wearies, these lunatics, all over the world. When they say Libra, Libras are always like the Democrats. They review things, but they are always kind of generous. They are accommodating. They welcome everybody. Yeah? Libras build cosmopolitan cities. They build liberal society where people have freedom of choice, freedom of this, freedom of that. Nobody dictates it to you. Nobody dictates anything. That's what the liberalism is all about. Abi, I don't run mad, Goni, because I don't understand. Abi, I don't become Olodo. Help me. Liberalism. Is that not what liberalism is all about? Then the other one is conservatism. Abi, the consa. Help me. Make I read the comment. Wait, because I don't want to be talking in the nonsense. Because that's what I believe. Liberals are accommodating people. Liberation, exactly. Liberation, freedom, choice. After your freedom, you are free to do everything that is just and right. Abi, you are not going to live in a place where they will be, liberals are always welcoming. Yorubas are liberal people. Generally, we are. But it doesn't mean that we don't have a sprinkle of a concern within us. Concern are the people who believe, call Yoruba. If you want to, if there's any business in Yoruba, if any business in Yorubaland that is making wave, it must be owned by the Yoruba. Preservation, conservation, conservatism. People who are like pro, but they are not hateful people. They call them selfish. Okay? When they want to share the resources of the wealth of their country, they make sure that the wealth of their country is in the hand of the people of the country. In Yorubaland, the concern people who want to make the money, the landed property, this and that, to be in the hands of the Yoruba. But there will still be other people who want things too. Do you understand? They don't hate you and say, why are you an Igbo man and you have the biggest filling station in Yorubaland? The next thing the concern will do is that they will look for a Yoruba man and give him enough money and give him enough thing to give him enough resources to supersede that Igbo man. And if Igbo man go to his own place, they give him money to become bigger again. Yoruba's conservative will come together again. It's competition. It's not to kill people. It's not to hate them. You know what I mean? Now, when the concern don't they lose out, when the money no spread well, now then they can say, the reason why this word is not spreading is because look at the Igbo community. Look at the Hausa community. Look at the Ijo community. Look at this community. Look at this community. They are really doing so well. We should re-strategize. You know what? We need to stop majority of them coming into our country now. We need to reduce the number of them coming. You know, that idea is called preservation. Do you get that? But in the book of Adeyinka Grandiot, the Libras, the Yoruba Libra, are the ones who love Yorubaland. And they don't want Igbos. They don't want Fulanis. They don't want anybody. In the Yorubaland they want, it must be Yoruba only. And Yorubas must control the wealth. Nobody can come into our country. North Korea unlimited. That's their own type of a Yoruba liberalism. What's liberation there? Then you see me. We can say everybody is welcome. Oh. Come help us build Yorubaland when we get our independence. Oh. Igbos are welcome. Oh. Hausas are welcome. Oh. Fulanis are welcome. Oh. Every tribe is welcome. Oh. Reason is this, because in Yorubaland, you will have to do things legitimately. No be backdoor, like Nigeria. Of course now, no be so it be all over the world. This UK, the people who built UK, you will see Indians, you will see Igbos, you will see Yorubas, you will see Europeans, you will see Chinese, you will see Arabs, and everybody bring their whatever idea, money, whatever you can help to come and help them build the UK, NHS, so everything, you are welcome. Bring your money, bring everything in. That's the Yorubaland we want. If you commit any crime in the UK, whether you are Arab, whether you are English, whether you are Chinese, whether you are Yoruba, or whether you are Biafran, you will go to that jail for that crime. That is the Yorubaland we are talking about. It is not a Yorubaland of xenophobic, mad people like Adeyinka Grandiot and his cohorts. Arsonists that will always blame other people for their problems, but they will never have the audacity, the effrontery, to face their oppressors. 24 years, Yorubaland has been led by Yorubas. Yorubas have been writing budget for Yorubas. Yorubas have been borrowing money for Yorubas. Since 1999, we have never had any Igbo governor. You have never had any Fulani governor. You have never had any Hausa governor. You have never had Igbo senator. You have never had an Ijo assembly speaker in Yorubaland. The people who are writing your budget, the people who are borrowing money on your behalf, they have always been Yorubas. And for 24 years, not single one of them stood up and demanded that Yorubas deserve better in Nigeria. We deserve to be on our own. No single one of them. So is it convenient to now blame other people for what we are going through? If we blame Igbos, blame Hausa, blame Fulani for why Yorubas are poor, what do you now say to these Yorubas who are now campaigning for 2023 because they want to be president too? What do you say to them? Oh, we can pardon them. Oh, they didn't contribute to the problem because they are Yorubas. Exactly. Now, so mental people, they think like Adeyinka Grandiot. Then what do? Let us blame the Igbos then. Why do we not have electricity in Yorubaland? Because Igbos didn't let us have electricity. Why do we have terrible roads in Yorubaland? Because the Igbos dug all the holes. Why do we have no real schools in Yorubaland? Oh, well, because the Igbos will not let us build good schools. Oh, how come that our children who graduated from schools that you spent a lot of money to send to educate, they are jobless today and you are still spending money to feed them? Well, maybe because the Igbos didn't let them have jobs. How convenient. How convenient. That is the message there. That is why today, Yorubas, Igbos, Ijos, and so many of our friends all over the place, they could come together and agree with us that Igbo is a legend. Today, Nnamdi Kanu, every day, people are clamoring all over the world for his release because it's obvious, right, that he is doing something right. When our own brother was looking for who to join him to hate the Igbos and also join him to kill the Igbos. They locked him up since September last year or October last year. Now they have sentenced him. I didn't see any single protest, any single whatever, not even like any popular broadcaster to mobilize for the release of Adeyinka Grandiot. They disappeared like crickets because what they do, they are the young people in Yorubaland, young and old. They are those who have been in charge of Yorubaland for 24 years now, 23 years. Yeah, in charge of Yorubaland. They have been using the association of Yoruba with Nigeria. They have been using it to enrich themselves and make themselves richer and richer and richer. So Adeyinka Grandiot want us to go back to them indirectly. Yeah? And these rogues who destroyed Yorubaland, who collaborated with those who destroyed Yorubaland, these rogues who are also Yorubas, Some of them are already peeing on themselves, shitting themselves. Most of them are unable to walk anymore. They can't even talk well anymore. Majority of them are already shaking, right? And despite in their state of in their vegetable state, they can still muzzle up a courage and speak for Yoruba people. Are you with me? And then you have jobless young people everywhere. You have poverty everywhere. You have insecurity everywhere. Then you have these young Yorubas who are victims of that destroyed and ruined system, who rather blame other people for why Yorubas are poor. They would rather blame other people for why Yorubas have this, because the Igbos suspended the constitution in 1966. 1966. Momsimi was just about a 5-year-old girl. 5-year-old girl, Momsimi in 1966. When the Igbos, when they suspended the constitution that this Were is talking about in 2019, 2022. So you will know what? When you read your history, you make sure that you don't get imprisoned by your history. You know what? You should learn from history. You don't become imprisoned by your history. So what these guys learned from that 1966 is the vengeance, is the hateful, and all of that. Now they want us to ignore those who are punishing us now. 23 years, democracy in Yorubaland, democracy in Nigeria, but Yorubas have become poorer. Why the likes of Tinubu and gang, they have become richer, billionaires with different private jets, Yoruba money. I won't worry. And his gang, jobless, opportunist scammers, like as we call them, they can use Yoruba Nation, Yoruba name, to tell you to blame other people for that. How could that make you feel comfortable? How could you not question your education? How could you not question your own intelligence? How could you not question your own sense of reasoning? When one lunatic in a council flat in London is telling you the reason why Yoruba is backward, the reason why Yorubas have nothing, the reason why Yoruba children are poorer, the reason why the Yoruba youth are jobless, the reason why we are now being killed in Yorubaland is simply because the Igbos are living in Yorubaland. How could you not question that? For some of you who are still believing in them. Now he's going to go to that jail. Now, I don't know, maybe they will allow him to appeal. I don't care. He's never going to learn. Okay? It's not the first time they are locking him up. They locked him up the first time in 2019. Then they released him. They told him, you need to stop this. You have the right to say what you like, but not to incite people to kill people. Are you with me? You can't continue to do this. What happened? He stayed away from social media, right? He will record video, send it to his lab dog on social media to go and post for him. But he's not satisfied. The videos are not getting traffic. The videos are not going viral. He decided to just come back again. And what did he come back to do? He didn't come back to probably say, you know what, Yorubas, let us hold our own we're politicians responsible before we blame Igbos, before we blame Fulanis, before we blame Hausas, before we blame any outsiders. What happened to those who are parading themselves as Yoruba leaders? Have they ever spoken any time that they now probably they kill them for speaking up? Have they? They've never spoken anything. When they speak, they tell you, they warn us. All of you should be very careful. All of you asking for Yoruba Nation. You should all be very careful. Nigeria cannot break. All of you should be careful. This whole thing, you are asking for war. They deliberately ingrain it into the brain of the people that when you say, let us discuss the referendum, let us discuss the regional system, let us discuss restructuring, they always say, when you ask for that, you are asking for war. Why? Because they are benefiting from Nigeria. So they want to mention Yoruba, but for political gain. Breaking away from Nigeria, that's a no-no. Now, if you blame Igbos, if you blame Fulani, if you blame Hausa, they are the ones holding Yoruba. What happened to the Yoruba politicians? Are you deceiving yourself or you are deceiving yourself? Of course, you are deceiving yourself, but you can't be deceiving everyone. So he committed a crime in the UK. He's going to go to jail for it. Now, if you now read the news out there, don't let any weary from anywhere. They are everywhere too. Most of them faceless. Okay? YYF. I mean, they are actually threatening everybody. They were threatening me. If you don't wash your your Yinka, don't threaten, lady be weary beating. Oti wa ni galo. Ní nǹkan tó ṣe, ìtọ́ bá bí ire nù yín, ìtọ́ bá tún bí ire nù yín, ẹ tún gbé orúkọ Yorùbá, ẹ gbé orúkọ Yorùbá kẹ́ lọ wò kó bóyá pé lè fi intimidate anybody. Ó ti ń sì kẹ́ hide behind the orí burúkú tó ń bá gbogbo yín jà àtẹ̀yìn àti Tinubu, àtẹ̀yìn àti gbogbo ẹ̀yin wèrè tẹ́jọ́ hide sẹ́yìn ti Tinubu, tẹ́ wá ń lórúkọ Yorùbá. You know what I mean? Ẹ kọ̀ọ̀kan bẹ́ẹ̀ bẹ́ ṣe máa yọ sọnù nìyẹn. Tẹ́ ẹ bá change, ẹ yọ kọ̀ọ̀kan bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn bẹ́ ṣe máa yọ sọnù nìyẹn. For the next 1 year, 2 years, ìtọ́ bá bí ire nù yín. Kó gbégbá Adeyinka grandson bọ́ sórí social media bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí threatening everybody. Àwa pẹ̀lẹ́ ní tó máa report yín. Because olórí burúkú yín bẹ́ẹ̀ yín lẹ́ máa kórí burúkú tí yín lẹ́ máa kó bá legitimate cause. Yoruba, asking for Yoruba Nation is not a crime. Are you with me? You don't need to threaten anybody. Maybe everybody go agree with you. You should have that at the back of your mind. Okay? There are people that they will disagree with you based on what they know. There are people who don't believe that Nigeria should break up this time last year. Today, they are the promoters of Nigeria should break. Oh, we should break. We should go our way. Oh, based on what they have now known. You don't need violence. You don't need to threaten anybody. You don't need all of that. Or if it works for you, you can go and use that. But when it comes to Yoruba Nation, there are responsible people that will not let you project us as who we are not. We are not hateful people. Out there, we relate together very well. Our people mingles, we intermarry, we plan, we do business together, we dupe ourselves together, we settle our differences together, we live together. There's never been any time that Yorubas group themselves and they begin to target Igbos, or begin to target Fulanis, or begin to target Hausas, or begin to target any tribes in Yorubaland. We've never done that. Bukwari came in. APC Egbekegbe came in. Who brought APC Egbekegbe? Fake Pastor Ruga, Tifnumbu, Saraki, and so many of them in Yorubaland, your pastors, your imam, your afa, and everybody who used their own different platform to cajole you. They brought calamity upon Yorubaland. Now they want you to point your fingers at other people who are also suffering from the calamity that you brought upon Nigeria in the name of Yoruba. So don't let anybody associate Adeyinka Grandiot jail with Yoruba. It has nothing with Yoruba Nation. Okay? It has nothing to do with Yoruba Nation. Are you with me? In the UK, I can decide I have Yorubas who have lived in the UK for just about 10-15 years. And they are already running for offices, Yorubas, in the UK. All of you will sit down in Nigeria. You will read the news. Hey, the first Yoruba, the first Igbo to be elected MP for this is so and so UK. Ah, yes, that's our people are doing well abroad. Look at them. They are becoming this, they are becoming that. But back home, back in Yorubaland, back in Biafra land, una dey touch yourself. Your mama na Igbo. You are a Yoruba, but you say your daddy is Yoruba. You say my daddy is Yoruba. Okay, because your daddy is Yoruba, you are Yoruba. But you know that your mama is Igbo. I say, okay. One name your mama, because your papa na Igbo. That's the only thing that makes you Igbo. You know, your mama na Yoruba. So that, you know, don't deny all of this. So these are the prejudices that we are talking about. But out there, all of you don't know that when your own brother become an MP in the UK, it simply means they are taking them based on their, number one, they've accepted them as one of them, even though they are black. And now they have trusted them that they could make decisions on their behalf. And at the same time, they have also like shown that too by electing them. Now you, back in Nigeria, you are happy. See that person. They don't elect him as MP in Canada. Hey, this brother don't win election for Senate in Texas. But in Nigeria, say, I like you, but because your mama na Igbo, that makes you, and your papa na Igbo, that makes you Igbo. Because your mama na, your papa na Yoruba, that makes you Yoruba. Is that not how you deal with yourselves? Is that not how you deal with yourself for real? So Yorubas, Igbos, and the rest of us, we must never, ever entertain any conversation that continue to fuel and weaponize our prejudices. We know they exist, and we continue to build around that. That even with our differences, we must never take our eyes off those who pushed us to this precipice. If Nigeria was working, number one, campaign for self-determination would be like something of joy, where people will publicly say, no, I'm against it. Some will say, I support it. You campaign for it like we did in the UK. That's how it should be. But Nigeria is not like that. It's a hellhole. So if you're asking for evidence why the UK did not prosecute Nnamdi Kanu, or if you are beginning to look at Maiyegun, you are next, some idiot will be like, Maiyegun, you are next. They are going to send you to jail. Me, I'm not afraid of going to any jail. Why? We only go to jail if I commit a crime. Okay? I'm not going to go to jail because you wish. All right? No, that's not how it works here. It's only in Nigeria that people go to jail, right? Because some people feel uncomfortable with what they said, not because of what they did or what they are doing. Do you understand that? So I'm not afraid to go to jail. All right? But when they say they are taking me to jail in the UK, in fact, majority of you will be more convinced. And what you'll be saying is that, Maiyegun, why did you have to do that? So don't attach self-determination campaign that's legitimate people all over the world, genuine people all over the world, right, are indeed supporting, promoting, and advocating for. Adeyinka Grandiot and his gang, they are freeloaders, they are opportunists who grab the situation, right, to take their own bite from the larger cake that they have turned the whole movement to in Nigeria. Because everything is business now, right? But there are people who genuinely believe that, in the process of talking about breaking away, people who are intelligent enough knows that you can't do it alone. You're going to do it with other people. You're going to need the support of other people. This Nigeria, to break it up, even if you want to go to war with Nigeria, you are going to need an ally from those, from the components of those who make up the place. You can't do it alone. Do you understand what that means? You can't do it alone because you will need others too. And you cannot hate them and ask them to be killed. We always state it very clearly. Igbo came out repeatedly and he said, I don't have any problem with the Fulanis. I have no problem with the Hausas. I have no problem with Igbos. I have no problem with anybody. I have problems with armed Fulani terrorists in our forests. And they cannot be there. They must be done away with. They are killing our people. We have evidence. They are kidnapping our people, collecting ransom. We have evidence. These are legitimate demands against the criminals in our forest. We did not say that we should start going to the shops of Fulanis, because there are Fulanis who are money changers in that your street in Lagos. I know so many of you have your paranoia too. But this is not the point. The point is, we probably will be safer if the politicians and those in charge of Yorubaland, if they took us serious, our security, our safety. We are not calling for death of any tribe or any ethnic nationality in Nigeria. We want Yoruba Nation. We want to talk about it. We are not fighting any war with anybody. Of course, yes, they are fighting the war with us. And we are going to defend ourselves, of course. And we are defending ourselves already. So don't get it twisted. Okay? And don't get too carried away with all this social media madness where everybody don't become a motivational speaker, human rights fighter, what do you call independence campaigner. Everybody is turning to that these days, aren't they? Free talkers, people who can say things. Free for you, but just don't threaten anybody. Okay? And if you have to threaten anyone, just make sure that you are living in a hole somewhere. And don't attach Yoruba Nation to that, okay? So I'm not afraid. And listen, right? Don't let anybody, don't even pretend that, or should I say, I don't pretend that I don't know. That all these, my lines, all my platform, all my everything are all being monitored. They know I talk. Now that we are taking actions, which I always kind of love to call legal actions here and there, I'm still within my rights. We are still within our rights. We've not committed any crime. We've not funded any violence, and we have no plan to. That does not make us a coward. But if you can talk and blab, just remember the theory of a candle. Okay? It will blow, it will bright, then it will blow out. Just like Adeyinka Grandiot. And I'm saying this to you, just to let you know that the talk is free. Of course, talk is free. They say talk is cheap. Anyone can say anything, right? But at the same time, you must also know that for every word, there's always a consequence or consequences. You must also be kind of courageous enough to be able to take the responsibility of your actions. So I'm going to be responsible for my actions. So if anybody invites me tomorrow and say, you need to come and explain this and that, of course I will explain that. Do you understand that? Nobody's persecuting you in the UK. Nobody's persecuting you anywhere in the world. Ask yourselves, if the UK is indeed persecuting anyone, they will be the first to deport Nnamdi Kanu. In fact, they will be the first to prosecute Nnamdi Kanu. Do you think Nigerian politicians are not talking to the UK politicians to do something about Nnamdi Kanu for years when Nnamdi Kanu was here? Do you think they were not talking? Well, he's committed no crime. In your Nigeria, because Nnamdi Kanu is asking for Biafra, he's committing a crime. He wanted to cause a war. He wanted to kill people. He's the one causing this whole thing. He should be arrested. He should be killed because you are ignorant. That's why. You are so ignorant. And Nigeria has done enough number on you. That is why you are thinking like that. Here in the UK, every word that has been coming out of my mouth on this program, the tens of thousands of hours of videos that I've made, on my platforms, every word that comes out of them, there are keywords that trigger, that will show where you belong to if you have committed a crime. Nnamdi Kanu was here for years. He was never invited. Not by his own local police. Talk less of the Scotland Yard. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, they are asking for his head, for asking that the Biafrans should be given a chance for a referendum to leave Nigeria. Do you understand? Adeyinka grandson didn't speak for us. Adeyinka grandson is not jailed because he's talking about Yoruba. Adeyinka grandiot is not jailed because he's talking about Yoruba freedom. Don't let anybody swindle you for that. Do you understand? He is a criminal who, if he has a chance, he will commit a crime in the name of Yorubaland. He will even kill Yorubas in Yorubaland to justify his derangement. That's how far he can go. And just see this. Jailing Adeyinka grandson in the UK with what we know is to save the Yoruba people, the trauma, the agony of turning our land into a bloodbath, the one we are trying to save ourselves from, the Fulani terrorists. This madman is against it. He was against the people who said, let's defend our forest, let's defend our people. He publicly stated that. He called him an illiterate. He called them enemy of Yoruba. He said they were not supporting Tinubu, therefore they are not Yorubas. The madman doesn't deserve our sympathy. Yes, he may deserve your pity. Right? Do not, anywhere you see anybody talking about this, promoting anything, any kind of lies on social media, just go there and educate them. Adeyinka Grandiot is not jailed in the UK because he's talking about Yoruba Nation. If the UK government take me tomorrow, there will be protests all over the UK. Take that from me. You know why? Because everybody will know that now this is the targeted. I mean, they actually targeted Maiyegun. Do you understand what I mean? Adeyinka Grandiot has been in jail since September last year. There's no single protest in the UK. Not by Yorubas, not by Igbos, not by Nigerians, not by anybody. Because everybody saw it coming. So don't let some idiots push an agenda of UK, Britain don't want Yoruba to go. Britain, that's why they want to jail Adeyinka Grandiot. No, that's not why. He is a criminal, and they are only saving us something in Yorubaland. If not, you probably will start witnessing Borono. Yes, you will start witnessing Borono in Yorubaland, and no other people will be behind it. The jobless cretins that Tinubu created in Yorubaland, the jobless army of unemployed youth in Yorubaland that they use for their political whatever. These are the youth that Tinubu and gang, they will finance and they will cause chaos, wreak havoc in Yorubaland, and we will be picking the bodies of our people. So they saved us. They saved us a bullet. I want us to be grateful for that. Now, going forward, last night we were talking about what should be our funding for this month. I wanted to touch Nigeria issue and all of that. I don't need to say much on that anymore. I'll probably say something on that the next time because it's just going to be another stretch. But let me give you this update. It's important. I initially wanted to take calls, but I'm not going to take calls because of my time as well. Okay. So our update from last night when we had a chat about how should we spend our budget for this month, April. And we agreed that we can budget and spend between 7 million and 10 million this April. Okay. Last month, we spent about 8 million naira last month from our budget, from what we raised from our money. All right. So then the conversation came around the fee for the legal team of Igbo 12. Majority of us said we shouldn't pay that money. And so many of us as well agreed that we should pay it and then move on. But we should do it with condition. Some said we should, before we pay it, we should also give, they should give it in writing. Who are we paying? I have gotten all of that for you. And at this point, my people, we will have to pay that money. Okay? And then we are also going to follow what you said we should follow to keep it on record. Many people believe that there is a trap legally. But when I was talking to Oloye Sunday Igboho about it, he said there has been so many complications in all these court cases and the rest. Now, if you remember, it was the DSS who first initiated the case against Igboho and the people they picked up at his house, right? And it was after that Igboho himself now took Nigerian government, the DSS, Malamu, to court for damages and to stop them from harassing him. When that Igboho's lawyer in Ibadan took that case to court, he did not attach the Igboho 12 in that case. So which means their case is now separate, which is so absurd and sad. So that was how Olaje Ngbesi became the legal advisor for the Igboho 12. And whatever condition and any other thing he probably goes into for his clients. So that is why that's also the reason why they said the case in Ibadan is completely different from the case in Abuja. And to Igboho, we should go ahead and give it to them, with also a proof that they are never going to come back to us and ask us for anything again, whether for legal this or for whatever that. They said they want us to move on to other things that are more important. And at this point, yes, we are going to pay that money. But I won't release the money until I have received satisfactory, something satisfactory from the part of the people who are going to receive the money. All right. However, I will update you more on that. I spoke with Alano. I also spoke with Deputy Alano. And I also spoke to a few other people about this I'm about to tell you. And that is, last month, because of what we had, we said we were going, we took up the welfare of Alano and Deputy Alano and the people around them for their medical and their welfare. These are old men, you know the story. So this month, we have decided that we should, especially when somebody raised that yesterday, we have decided to pick up their bill for this month of April as well. And I am going to release that on Monday. I'm going to release that cash, and it's going to be 1.7 million again. All right. This is why we said we should use our money judiciously. And, as it is, Baba Akintoye, Oloye Igbo, and so many others are still in Benin Republic as we speak. So, so we're going to take care of that on Monday. Just like I said, yes, we are going to give that 3 million, but it's not going to be released just anytime soon. Igbo said we should go ahead and do it and get it done with. But at the same time, I need some few things on record. And this time around, what we need on record is not just going to be word of mouth from these guys. It's going to have to be written. In my own opinion, if they are not willing to do that for us, we are not saying that we're going to share it publicly, but to build our own confidence to say, yeah, we can say in the future, yeah, this is who got that money. You get what I mean now? And I don't want atowodowo. So I walk around that. They may never get that money for another 1 week. I would love to release the money as soon as possible because of Oloye Sunday Igboho, or just because of the controversy surrounding it. Yeah? Until I get something satisfactory, it will not be released. There's also another one. We agreed that we should reach out to our brothers across the Niger, the Biafrans, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu precisely, and reach out to those who have access to him, his lawyers. They are those who always visit him, right? So I received the support on this platform. They said we should go ahead and do it. I've also received some other messages too, where people said we should hold on. There's this off and on yawa going on, especially on social media. And we don't want our goodwill gesture to be misconstrued into something else. Not because we are afraid of anyone. It's because we don't want to make a tense situation even more tense. Yes, we have the 2 million naira, and we're going to release that money the moment we have the green light from the right source in IPOB. So this is it, brothers and sisters, my brethren. We are going to, from this short budget I just gave to you now, it simply means we are going to be spending close to it's not close to, we're going to be spending, to start with, we're going to be spending 6.7 million naira. That's already 7 million, and I told you that we should put our budget at between 7 and 10 million in April, right? So that means probably in the next 1 week, we are going to first spend that 6.7 million, 3 million, 1.7 million welfare for Alano and Deputy Alano for the month of April, 2 million naira to the IPOB. That's about 6.7 million naira. So you see? So I hope I still get all your approval that we can spend between 7 and 10 million naira this month, okay? Because there's still probably the legal fees. There's no election in Ekiti. There's already a court case against that. On that, if they reach out to us, we will reach out to them. So if you can see the big picture now, remember, we are already running down. The moment we make this lump payment in a week, that means we won't have much left. We'll probably hovering around just about the moment we make this payment, that means we'll be hovering around there about 5 million, 4 million. That means by the time we spend another 3 million from that to make it 10 million, we are going to be completely out. Now, around that time, if they say 1 million, they will look like a zombie. Well, I know we won't be. So we need to continue the fundraiser. So please, every argument, every opinion on this issue of how should we intervene or support them, everything has been taken in. Okay, everything has been considered. All right, and remember, because ours is intervention, and true to it, we raised this money from our own hard work. Nobody got the money for free from anywhere. We work hard for our money. But if our money, intention of putting our money together is to give reprieve to those who are being persecuted, at this point, we have proved our point. We have proved all we needed to prove, that we cannot be pushed over. We cannot be pushed around. Nobody can take any money from us, just if they wish. Yes, we have proved that. At this point, we will have to pass this. And I'm going to seek your indulgence on this. Genuinely, I'm seeking for it. Igboho, I can't say that Igboho nearly kind of moved to tears, trying to tell me, Maiyegun, help me tell them, they should just let this go. These guys, these boys always call me. They cry on the phone. Am I going to see them go to jail? We won't see them go to jail. We want to help them. And when I saw it at that point, it was becoming like we just wanted to help and make things easier for them. Now, if I could see Igboho in that state, it's like a frustrated state. You know what I mean? I don't know what to tell them. I understand what everybody is saying, but Maiyegun, please tell them, give it to them. Please, please tell them. At that point, for those who know Igboho very well, that's a position that you don't want to see him at. You don't want to see me in that position. Trust me, you don't want to see him. All right? So we will go ahead with it. Excuse me. So we'll go ahead with it. But like I said, it is not going to come that so easy. Like I said, so we'll make a provision for it, and we must continue to fundraise. Okay? Igboho himself is going to need his own welfare taken care of this month of April. We haven't even mentioned him. We haven't mentioned him. So anyway, what I'm going to do first, maybe I shouldn't tell you, but I'm going to tell you now, because that's what I'm going to do. Okay? We have a budget so far. If we give them 3 million, and we give our brother, the Mazis legal team 2 million naira, and we also take care of the welfare of Alano, the Alano of Yorubaland, Professor Banji Akintoye and his deputy. That will put us at 6.7 million. Am I right? I keep saying that. 3 million, 2 million, that's 5 million, 1.7, that's 6.7. Yeah. So 6.7 million. So until they give us something in a written form, that these people, when we give them the money, there will never be any kind of harassment on these people again. So this is my plan. Like I said, maybe I shouldn't tell you, but I'll tell you. So my plan is that when I eventually give them the money, I'm going to give them 2 million naira. I'm going to hold on to 1 million naira, which is actually going to be part of the money we're going to send for the welfare of Oluye Sunday Igboho in April. I don't know how long it's going to still be in Benin Republic yet, but we are going to budget for his welfare, his own comfort and the rest. So the moment he agrees, so that instead of giving them the 3 million, we're going to give them 2 million. I'm going to keep 1 million naira until they give us a written form. Are you with me? Until they write it down and say, yes, once we clear all this stuff, there will be no more harassment from these guys. So if they are trying to legally trap us, can we try and have some legal advantage too? We need a written form. And I want to pay the money directly to the person who is collecting it. I don't want to do third party. I can tell you this. From the account number that Oluye Sunday Igboho sent to me, it is an account to someone who is then going to pay the lawyers. Now, I have already ruled that out. I am not paying anybody to pay any lawyers. Okay? Whatever they are paying the lawyers, they should just pay the lawyers themselves and tell the lawyers that we are going to send them 3 million naira, but we need a written confirmation, a written agreement that says, I'm not saying we're going to publish it like I said, but if they are not comfortable with it, they may never get the remaining 1 million. We may never give that to them. That will be our own safety net. And I hope that can speak your mind in that regard. Because with what I saw today, with what I heard today, we cannot avoid it. Okay, we can't avoid giving the money. We will give them, but we'll hold some back until they agree to give us something back too. So maybe tomorrow, when I have a chance of talking to everyone on the phone, taking calls, I may have a chance of asking for what you feel. But ladies and gentlemen, that we are not going to give them, please let us rule that out. Okay, please. We should rule that out. We have proved our points, like I said. And to everyone asking me, how do we contribute? Because you all said we should continue to raise the fund. Okay. Our target was £50,000, remember? We are barely around 30,000. Yeah. Maybe if we raise our money to 50,000, yeah, we'll be able to focus on other things. As we have said, this is April. There's still going to be May. There's still going to be June. I'm not saying that we're going to be doing this every month. But I mean, until we launch the Yoruba Rescue Fund, where the Yoruba struggle will have access to their money anytime they want, where we can put our resources all together, where they can present all their projects, all the advocacy, all everything they are going to be doing, they'll present them before they get funded. Now, until the arrival of a Yoruba Rescue Fund, until we finish building that, our intervention fund cannot stop. It cannot run dry. If it runs dry, I'll come back here one day, soon anyway, because we're going to run out if we don't raise any money or add to it, get to that our 50 grand in order to continue to do more. If we don't, after I made out all this payment this week or this coming week, we will run out. And I'll come out here to announce to you that we are closing it. Fundraiser ends because we've run out all of our money and we are not getting anything anymore. Intervention has also ended. I wish I won't be doing that. Okay, because people are responding. So don't let me try to guilt trip you. Okay, I'm not guilt tripping you. All right, I'm just saying what is reality. I'm just holding the cash, and when it gets to a point whereby we run out, there's no point in pretending that we can still help when we know we can't. So to prove that we can still very much help until we launch the Yoruba Rescue Fund, I want you to remember, we need to continue to drop our widow's mite. I will drop the link again in the comment section, and I'm going to call it a night after that. Okay, so if you look at the comments, you can open the link, support the fund, because we are going to be spending over 9,000, we're going to be spending close to 10,000 pounds, if not more, in the next 2 weeks. Then we're going to run out. And that means we're going to be left with, you know what I mean? With somewhere around 7,000. And if we have 7,000, it is just probably going to take a one-net transaction before we run out completely. I don't want it to happen, or we may just end up having to grow stingy. Do you get what I mean now? So, but it's all up to us. Whatever we say is what we're going to do. So, my friends, check the comments. It's there. If you actually check the comments on YouTube right now, you will see it already pinned in the comment section. I'm going to call it a night. Thank you to every one of you who spent your time with me tonight. I've not been able to read a lot of your comments, which usually is something I usually do, mostly when I'm taking calls. But I am so kind of into the program tonight. And if you are just joining me, it's all right. You can watch from the beginning again, okay? All you need to do is just move the arrow back, okay? And you can start watching. You can skip the music as well if you really want to get down to it, okay? So thank you so much. Yeah, some people are many of you are already suggesting that we should do the fundraiser twice a week. We will have to now, because the moment we start running down, we're running out of cash, running out of our own savings, yeah? I will have to, come out and raise fund. Except if you say, Maiyegun, don't worry yourself, let's close it down. Wait for the Yoruba Rescue Fund. Whatever you do is what I'm going to do. You just need to know, right? We will be taking all these actions. and we'll be running out of cash soon. So to all my other friends who also contributed by their super chat, super sticker, comment, no phone calls tonight. I want to say thank you to all of you. All right. Yeah, Makinde has already endorsed Wike. I wish I have a lot of time right now to discuss that too, but I don't. Don't worry. Shokilo Belge, I'm going to see you again anytime soon. Until then, stay safe and don't leave without liking the video. Mache Ogunlowo. It's a very, very powerful thing to leave the, to leave the temple of truth tonight, and you leave with your own offering. Like the video, engage it, share it, because that's how the video will get recommended to other people who you yourself believe are missing. They are missing out for not being part of us on this program. So like the video, share it, subscribe on Maiyegun's Diary Politico. Another thing I want to add is this, all right? You see, when you want to support your own content creators, that is when you give a super chat, you give super stickers, you do all of that stuff to support your favorite, YouTuber. Now, on this same YouTube, you can also support me by subscribing and becoming a member of Maiyegun's Diary Politico. Yeah, there are people who actually pay to listen to Maiyegun. They pay to watch Maiyegun. It's free, but people choose to. Okay, I have silver members, I have gold members, I have premium members, I have a premium member, and then I have a diamond members. Whichever of them you feel comfortable with. It's as low as £1.99 a month, and you can cancel it anytime, which means you can be a silver member of Maiyegun's Diary Politico, and you only be charged £1.99 every month. That is called supporting your favorite YouTuber. This is how you can say, I am also investing in Maiyegun, and whatever he gives every night, they are the reward of my own investment in Maiyegun. You know what I mean now? That's how you support your YouTubers everywhere, okay? So thank you so much for all the support as always. I'm going to see you some other time. Until then, you should all stay safe, and good night to you.
Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Bọ́ba bá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádùn yẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Presidency bá rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùnra kì í. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀ ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ fòyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. Maiyegun ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kì. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.